Good morning. It is time to skip the BS. It is time for Undisputed. It is time for me to say, how about them 49ers? How about them Eagles? What a great day yesterday was for the Dallas Cowboys. And they didn't even play. Of course, they do play tonight, and the money is coming in hot and heavy on the Chargers with the Monday night game out here in LA at SoFi. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But we will unleash on Jalen Hurts and the Eagles at 10 a.m. Eastern time. For that, we're saving our nuclear cowboy weapon, Michael Irvin, who has a whole lot to say about Eagles, 49ers, Cowboys, playmaker. Are you ready for some cry, Eagles cry?
I am so happy today. They sat me up here last week after the Cowboys took that beat down. And I knew all week that they will bury the Cowboys, and everybody did. But this Monday is a different Monday. My countenance is different. My feeling feels good. Because you know what? Early on, you saw what San Fran did. And then later on, you saw what happened to the Eagles.
Yeah.
I texted and called everybody. Yeah. And these words I said, Mortimer, we're back. The Cowboys are back. Don't miss this at 10. This will be undisputed. We're back. That's right. Ooh, let's go.
Yes.
Back from what?
Yes.
What are y'all back from? What can they possibly be back from?
I'll tell you what.
Y'all back? Back from what?
Hey, we were dead. We were dead. And then Sunday, just like the Cowboys, we stuck our head up out of the grave and said, we are back. We got a chance. We are back. That's what I say. Don't y'all miss this. And I don't want to hear nothing nobody saying about this. The Cowboys got a shot. That's what we know. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Everybody got a shot. Everybody, every team in the National Football League got a shot until they're mathematically eliminated, Michael.
All right. You can't do that. We ain't talking about that today, Key. We talking about real stuff that happened yesterday. You killed the Cowboys. I don't want to hear that. We're going to take care of it later. Just go do your business.
Yes.
We're going to kill them again.
First up, I am joined by my two favorite Cowboy haters, Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson, to probably do some Niner whining after San Francisco went from annihilating my Cowboys 42-10, Michael's Cowboys 42-10.
Pretty decent, didn't make plays down the stretch. Got a bogus penalty on 3rd and 11. That was a drive killer. Brock Purdy drove him down the field to win the game in the fourth quarter. With little to no time left, gave Moody a chance to kick the game-winning field goal as time was pretty much expiring, and he missed. That was the game winner. That was the game right there. The last time they played, they had a 32-point win versus your Dallas Cowboys, an inadequate opponent. And today they played the #1 defense statistically in the land, a defense that's playing at a historic pace with a real dog in Myles Garrett, a guy that plays both the run and the pass. And they lost. They lost. This defense is playing at a historic pace. They've literally given up the 3rd least yards in the history of the NFL through 6 games. So you got to give them a lot of credit. They played well. They executed when they needed to, and the 49ers didn't. They missed a field goal when they needed to have it. But as Kyle said before the game, and I said, they needed this lesson. They need this lesson. They need this adversity. Could they have had this adversity and still won? Sure, but they need the adversity because they're a championship team, and with championship teams, you got to have championship mettle, and this is how you develop it. You got games like this. These are coachable moments for them.
Absolutely, Richard. And you talked about, you sit up and you look at the fact that they lost to P.J. Walker. You could call him a practice squad player, 3rd-string quarterback, a guy who got cut from Chicago, whatever the case may be. But this ain't about P.J. Walker. This is about a real dominant defense on the defensive side of the ball. You mentioned Myles Garrett. You also talked about the fewest points allowed, in yardage allowed, since 1970 Minnesota Vikings. That's historical. We were talking about the Dallas Cowboys, at least they were, Michael Irvin along with Skip at the beginning of the season, about a historical defense. This is a historical defense. But here's what I would say, much like I text Michael and I text Skip yesterday, because I know they think they slick. So I wanted to remind them, who's better? Are the Browns and the Jets better than the Cowboys? That's the question. Because when you look at it, the team that beat the Cowboys by 32 went on the road in a hostile environment, tried to pull it out in the end, but that dominant defense. And Jim Schwartz is 8-1 against Kyle Shanahan's led offenses, whether he's the head coach or the offensive coordinator. So what that tells me is it's a bad matchup in terms of chess. That's a bad matchup. But what the 49ers aren't is a bad matchup for the Dallas Cowboys. They are a bad matchup on the other side for the Cowboys, but not for themselves. So when you start to look at it, you have to say Deebo Samuel gets hurt. Christian McCaffrey gets hurt. Now all of a sudden, they're banged up, and Brock Purdy, we all wanted to see, hey, can he engineer a drive when he's down? He certainly engineered that drive, got him in field goal range. The kicker just pushed it. That's what it is. But going up against this defense, if your Dallas Cowboys went up against this Cleveland Browns defense, much like they did against the Arizona Cardinals, who the Rams just beat, who y'all got to play, the Rams next after the bye, and then you look at, and you dive into what the 49ers defense did to y'all. Imagine if y'all played this Cleveland Browns with that offense. Skip, imagine that.
They'd lose by probably 15.
So as y'all sit up here and fantasize over the fact that you're back in it and we're back in it, we're back. No, you're not. You're not. You're just as much in it as the damn New York Giants and Washington Commanders, man.
Oh, really?
Come on.
100%.
Yes.
Talk to them.
Yes.
If we win tonight, we're 4-2, just a game back of the Eagles and the 49ers.
Okay, that's okay.
If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, Skip.
If was a fifth, Skip,
well, there's
no
if.
that.
That's a
you
fact.
The one said
if we win tonight, we're 4-2.
But why are you iffing?
We're not dead.
Why are you iffing, though?
I don't need an if. I wouldn't
say we iffing. I'm going to say when we win. If I had a team in the National Football League, when we win. So you doubting your team already because you iffing. But I'm going to let you have the floor.
Keyshawn, you love your wine, so that was some fine wine that you just spilled all over the table. Wine. You know what I saw yesterday? I saw a team that I thought was ready to separate completely from the entire NFL. I was making the case last week that from what my eye test is telling me, maybe the 49ers are just way better than anybody else, including the quarterback. And we all agreed that the quarterback was running away as of last Sunday night with MVP. And then that happened, and I got jolted back to pleasant reality because now you look back at last Sunday night and you say, wait a second, did the 49ers just play their Super Bowl last Sunday night? Did they peak way too early? Did they just max out last Sunday night against the hated Dallas Cowboys and they put them in their place after week 5? It's too early to jump to the conclusions both of you jumped to last week, and all of a sudden I'm saying, wait a second, you couldn't take care of business against P.J. Walker? With Brock Purdy, I got it. You lost Christian McCaffrey, and I'm going to say it again. I'm knocking on wood because I hate to even bring it up because I like the kid a lot. But he runs so hard, he blows himself up, regularly blows himself up. And he blew himself up yesterday, and I don't know if it's an oblique or he cracked some ribs or something. He tried to, he's such a tough kid, he tried to come back and play. What if this is ongoing? What if this is nagging? Deebo hurt his shoulder and disappeared. He was out. He went to the tent, then he went to the locker room. Are you sure he's not lost for a while? Because Kyle didn't know. Nobody knows for sure. We don't know the test. What if he's gone for a while? What if both those weapons are gone for a while? What if Trent Williams, who turned his ankle badly and said he had to suck it up because 95 is going to be in the Hall of Fame? We're talking about Myles Garrett, obviously. I got you. And he came back in and tried to limp through the rest of the game. What if he's gone for the next couple of weeks? Maybe it's your basic high ankle sprain where he can't go. Is it possible that the 49ers went from euphoria to, wait a second, second-guessing who they are now after what happened yesterday in Cleveland? Because, wait a second, Brock Purdy, what are these numbers? 12 of 27 for a grand total of 125. Really? 125 yards? Wait, they went 3 of 12 on third down? Wait a second. Is it possible that the kid that I thought was going Tom Brady fell back to earth with such a thud that it was one of the all-time duds where you say, well, that looked like Iowa State Brock Purdy. That looked like Mr. Irrelevant. How can you guys defend this? Because this was shockingly bad where you lose a little of your invincibility, you lose your mystique, you lose your confidence, you lose your swagger, and you say, oh, back to the drawing board. After we thought we had won the Super Bowl last Sunday night. Way to go. Way to go. Congratulations.
Not anyone sitting at this desk nor on this camera via satellite said that they were going to win the Super Bowl based on thumping the Dallas Cowboys by 32 points. You were the only person praising them to a whole nother level, calling them historical and all of these sort of things. No, I've never. Never would call a team
historical.
Said Brock Purdy
in 6 weeks. Running away with
I never said that. I said he has changed my mind about what he is at quarterback. Me and Richard both have sat up here and said to you and Michael Irvin over the last 5 or so minutes, Richard went first, I went after, that this defense is a buzzsaw. Okay, they're only allowing, think about this, Cleveland is allowing 200 yards a game. Okay?
Now Cleveland's going to go win the Super Bowl.
The defense is historical based on the first 6 games of the year, not the Dallas Cowboys defense, Skip. You're saying, you just sat up here, Rich, he just sat up here and went through a whole list that he put together about what if McCaffrey is this, and what if Debo is that, and what if Trent Williams is this, and Brock Purdy. You hoping and praying that's the case. Because that's the only way you think y'all going to have a chance.
Okay,
you're trying to avoid the San Francisco 49ers at all costs.
No, I'm not.
At all costs you are.
No, you keep doing comparative scores, and I'm saying, wait a second. Do you remember what we did to the Jets who beat the Eagles last night? We beat them 30-10. And Robert Saleh stood up there after. Wait a second. He stood up there after the game saying, we have embarrassed every quarterback we played. We have embarrassed every quarterback we played. That threw for 255.
Your point is irrelevant. You got beat by the Arizona Cardinals. They're 1-5.
30-10,
Your point is
Jets.
irrelevant. 1-5. Arizona Cardinals beat you by double digits. Stop talking. You don't get to talk. Your team's
I get to talk as much as I want to talk because this is a Cowboy
Your
day.
team isn't at the table. Your team isn't at the table. Your Cowboy day, the last time y'all stepped on the field, y'all got beat by 32 on primetime. This isn't the Cowboys day. You don't get to talk. You don't get to talk. Your team sucks. Your team is getting beat week in and week out. They got beat by the 1-5 Arizona Cardinals. They got blown out in primetime. You'll likely lose tonight.
So your seat at the table doesn't exist. You're sweeping under the carpet. Wait a second. No timeout.
When you bring up your point,
I got all kinds of points because you guys got none today. What? The Giants almost beat the Bills last night in Buffalo. We beat them 40-0. 40-0.
Y'all lost to the Arizona Cardinals by 12. Y'all got beat by 32 last week.
We beat Belichick 38-3.
Are you pounding your chest about Belichick? Everybody else.
You think he's the greatest coach ever?
I think he's a really great coach. And I think
I don't.
For as my money goes, he's the greatest coach that my eyes have seen. I can't go back to Curly Lambeau and all.
Can you go back to Bill Walsh?
I can't do that.
You should go back to Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh was a great coach, but for my money, Bill's greatest coach that I've seen. That for my money. But this ain't about about Belichick. This is about the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Eagles, the Browns. I want to ask you a legit question. Legit. Are the Browns' defense better than the Cowboys, Skip?
I don't know. It's too early.
It's not a question.
I'll tell you tomorrow morning after I see what we do.
Based on what you've seen. From day one to where we are today. I don't need to see tonight, just today.
We have been taking the football away at a historic rate.
So here, scratch that. Let me ask you this question.
You got beat by 32.
Let me scratch that. Let me ask you this. I'm going to rephrase the question. Based on what you saw last week against the San Francisco 49ers, and they put up 32, actually,
they put up 42.
42 against your Dallas Cowboys. And based on what your eyes saw yesterday, because you're very astute and smart at watching this stuff.
Talk to him, Key.
Is the Dallas Cowboys defense, based on a week ago and what we saw yesterday, better than the Cleveland Browns? It's a simple yes or no.
Well, we don't know what they're going to do tonight because we haven't finished our next game.
I said to you, based on the last game.
We had a terrible game.
The last game.
We had a terrible game against the 49ers, and I told you, what was my first line a week ago right now? I said the 49ers maxed out and we crapped out. And if you combine those two, you get 42-10. But I had seen that defense take the ball away at historic rate, and they took it away none from Brock Purdy, who finally, he threw up an interception. He finally lost a game. He was 12-0 in the games he had started and finished in this league.
You still didn't answer the question. This is
Because he can't
yes
answer
or no.
it. Because he can't.
It's either simple
They don't
yes or
take
no.
the ball away like we do.
That's not what I didn't ask about taking the ball away. I asked simply,
We're better because
is
we
their
take the ball
defense,
away. We're better.
defense better than yours?
No, it is not better.
Thank you.
Absolutely
Thank you for
not.
answering the question.
Okay, so I appreciate you, Key. I appreciate you making the point because Skip isn't going to use factual evidence. Your defense gave up 42 points. You beat on 2 1-5 teams, 2 one-win teams this season. You beat on the 1-5 New England Patriots. You lost to the 1-5 Arizona Cardinals.
Yep.
Who else did you beat? Who else did you beat? You keep talking about, oh, we did this and we did that. You guys got beat by 42. Your defense isn't in the ballpark. So there are tiers in this league. We'll talk about the tiers. Eagles, 49ers, Detroit Lions, Chiefs, Bills, heavyweight. Cruiserweight, Miami Dolphins, light heavyweight, Dallas Cowboys, and a few other teams.
Okay.
So understand, y'all aren't at the table with these heavyweights. So regardless of what they do, what they say, what happens to them, we're not talking about y'all because y'all not in a discussion with them. Skip,
okay.
You can say all you want. Today, y'all will probably lose to the Chargers, which will make you 3-3.
You already predicted
more
it.
than likely. I mean,
Yeah.
more than likely. So what I'm saying is, Skip, you can't make a point, a football factual point,
I just
because
did.
your defense, the last time they stepped on the field, got beat by 32. They got the ball run down their throat.
Okay.
They got it thrown.
Yeah, but wait a second. We terrorized Zach Wilson. He's now 3-3.
Yeah.
He did not turn the ball
You
over
terrorized
yesterday
Zach Wilson in
at
his
all.
second week after a shell-shocked game with Aaron Rodgers getting hurt.
I see.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Good job, Skip. You guys did it.
We did it.
Maybe that was your Super Bowl. Your Super Bowl was supposed to be last Sunday night.
No.
You got beat 42-10.
No, it
so
looked like that
when
was
y'all got
San
hyped up and y'all
Francisco's
got
Super Bowl. Huh. And
it wasn't San Francisco's Super Bowl.
well, it was, and you guys
They went down the
treated it
field
as
and
such.
had a chance to win.
Yeah. Okay, I keep warning you two, and I'm surprised you don't get this. It's a long season. My team is really, really good. It's way better than it played last Sunday.
Yeah.
Maybe we needed that to reset.
Okay.
Maybe we needed to get knocked on our
Fair.
asses so that we jump back
that's
up
fair.
and said, watch this.
That's fair.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's fair. And they should use the fuel that you say Richard and myself, or is it Richard and I, whichever one you want to from the English dictionary,
Okay.
so to speak.
The Oxford English.
Yeah.
You can have it either way.
Either way, right?
Yeah.
Because we give them so much fuel to bounce back.
You do.
Right?
Yeah.
We did it against the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Then we did it against the San Francisco 49ers. Only they hung 42 on you. And then Cleveland goes out there. It takes care of business against the 49ers with a dominant defense. Now, tonight, we'll get there tonight. You got the Chargers.
So you
and
both-
I think the Chargers
Wait a
are
second.
going to beat you tonight.
I got a question for both of you because you've been telling me San Francisco has the best defense in the National Football League. Keyshawn,
Yes.
is the 49er defense better than the Browns defense?
No, they're not.
It's not?
No, it's not.
Whoa.
No, because I saw
They
the
didn't- they
Browns
didn't play better
yesterday.
than them yesterday.
They didn't play Richard, I was going to say, I am not a prisoner of the
Interesting.
moment. My eyes tell me what I see at that moment, but it's not
Well,
a prisoner
I
of the
think
moment.
you're a prisoner.
And based on what I saw from the Cowboys last Sunday and what I saw from the Browns yesterday, the Browns are better than the Cowboys. Now, what I saw against San Francisco from the Browns versus San Francisco defense against P.J. Walker and company, I picked the Browns defense in this week. Doesn't mean that next week it won't be the same or the week after, but right now, their defense is better than the Cowboys, their defense is better than the Eagles, and their defense is better than the 49ers.
Really?
I'm not afraid
And
to
they
say
played better over the first 6 weeks of the season. The
Yes.
49ers took the ball
Yes.
from P.J. Tucker twice. To Skip's
wait,
point,
wait.
turnovers. Turnovers don't matter if you don't win the game, Skip, and your team isn't winning the game. So don't bring up turnovers when you're getting beat by 32 points. Stop bringing up erroneous, irrelevant points when your defense isn't playing well.
Irrelevant? It's who they
It's
are.
irrelevant
It's what
when you're
they
getting beat by
do.
32 points.
But if they're not translating to W's,
Well, we'll see. It's early. It's early. Wait a second.
You talk about last year. Our defense is this. Over the last 2 years, our defense done this. Our turnovers is this. Now, all of a sudden, it's early.
Yeah.
Which one is it? It can't be both.
Yes, it is. It's both. Because you'll see, both. We will start to reveal ourselves as the defense.
Well, you've already revealed
away.
yourself against the 49ers this past Sunday.
Okay, so you're pinning the whole season on one game last Sunday night?
No, I'm pinning.
Huh?
Go ahead, Richard.
We're pinning the season on what you've consistently done. You beat a bad Giants team. You beat a bad New England team. Congratulations. You beat the Jets when their offense was playing anemic and bad. So congratulations. You couldn't beat a bad Arizona team. You got beat by double digits by a bad Arizona team.
Hold on, man.
Wait. Hold on just a second. Wait a second.
You don't stop.
Are you guys saying the Browns are going to win their division? Is that where you're heading?
I don't know who's going to win the division.
You don't know. Why not?
I don't know because the division is a log jam. It's a log jam.
No, it's not.
It's a log jam.
Baltimore and Bengals.
It's a log jam.
I got the Ravens. I got the Ravens for whatever you guys want to bet.
I picked the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
But I'm also smart enough to know that it is a log jam. And they did what they did yesterday by not having their high-paid quarterback and Deshaun Watson playing the game. And remember, they did lose Nick Chubb, so Kareem Hunt is starting to get his feet back underneath him. Yeah. So you got to slow down talking about that the Cowboys are at the same level as the Philadelphia Eagles in that division.
Do you have the Browns winning their division as of right now? Will they win their division?
I don't know. It depends on
how. No, we got
they're playing with P.J. Walker right now.
I do know
because I'm not concerned about that. You want to talk about your Cowboys, so let's talk about them. If they lose tonight, Skip, you shouldn't show up tomorrow. Skip, you should not show up tomorrow.
I will be
because
here.
I'm going to
I'll
decimate
be
you.
right here tomorrow. I just hope you two are right there tomorrow.
I'm coming
because I'm wondering about that.
I just hope that you don't lose, even though I picked against you to lose.
Yeah, you both did.
For your health and your sanity and all that, I just
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what you're gonna throw away tonight when they lose, Skip. I can't imagine. With the laughs, I'm gonna film it and I'm gonna send it to you. The laughter.
We got this. And by the way, we did the 49ers just now. Let's talk Eagles next with Michael Irvin joining me to fight these guys. I think the Eagles just got exposed.
I'm not fighting. I'm explaining. I'm just trying to get y'all brains right.
No mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.